to the peaceful resolution of the conflict in various areas of our country, and in particular the Eastern DRC, and the consolidation of peace and security on our mother continent, Africa. I equally express our sincere gratitude to my co-chairperson and dear younger brother, His Excellency President William Ruto, for the cordial manner in which we have jointly steered our deliberations, and for your commitment, my brother, to the cause of peace in Eastern DRC and on the African continent and beyond. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, collaboration between your esteemed panel of facilitators, the African Union and the SADC and EAC regional blocs, is key in delivering a lasting solution to this conflict that has negatively impacted the lives and livelihoods of the people of Eastern DRC for far too long. Allow me to underscore my readiness and that of our two regional blocs to constantly engage with you and facilitate our important work until peace and stability is realized in Eastern DRC. I wish to once again sincerely thank our panel of facilitators, the revered statesmen and women, for accepting the onerous responsibility to find an enduring solution to the conflict in the Eastern DRC. Through your astute leadership, we remain hopeful that our two regions, and indeed the continent, will finally help to achieve peace, relief and reconciliation in the Eastern DRC, with it recovery and ultimately sustainable development. I wish you all success as we carry out this important and onerous mission, not only on our own behalf, but above all, for the good of the resilient people of DRC and our dear African continent as a whole. With this short message, I say to you all, thank you very much. Asante sana.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, for your kind comments. Let me, before I invite the Executive Secretary of SADC to read the final summary of our deliberations, let me take this opportunity on behalf of the government and people of Kenya to thank all the participants, Your Excellency President Mnangagwa, the facilitators, ministers present, special envoys who are here, members of the P5, and all the other observers who are here. And to underscore the importance of this meeting and this process, the situation in DRC continues to be dire. There is a humanitarian situation, there is a serious security situation, and instability that not only affects Eastern DRC, not only affects DRC and Rwanda, but also affects our region. And that is the reason why we took the step as heads of state and government of EAC and SADC to present this matter to the Summit of the African Union in January this year, after the two processes, the Nairobi process and the Luanda process, achieved some results, but were not sufficient to deal with the situation in Eastern DRC. Our proposal to the Africa Union Summit of Heads of State was endorsed to merge the processes into one coherent process, and instructed that EAC-SADC undertake that exercise, which we have done, and today marks a turning point that there is now one African-led process that brings on board all the other initiatives, Nairobi, Luanda, and any other initiative, into one coherent process on the situation in Eastern DRC. We have also merged not just the structure, we have also merged the terms of reference, and we have also merged the secretariats, and provided for a coherent mechanism of putting together the necessary resources so that any actor who wants to participate in this exercise now knows where to take any other initiative. And also, whenever we need any resources, and whoever is willing to participate in this process by way of contributing resources of whatever nature, now have a coherent mechanism under the Africa Union with one secretariat to be able to undertake this process. This process is not in any way competing or in conflict with the other processes in Doha and Washington. In fact, we believe with this process now, the Washington Agreement or Peace Accord and the agreement in Qatar find a mechanism of alignment with the African-led process, find a place of facilitating coordination and implementation in the process that has now been merged into the African process. And now we have an opportunity as Africa, and with the participation of the international community, to provide the necessary mechanism for the resolution of the challenges that we have: humanitarian, security, and all other matters, including the serious issues of root causes of the problem in Eastern DRC that will see the final resolution of this process using dialogue as an instrument. And as has been said, the mediator, the facilitators now have clarity, and all other supporting initiatives have clarity on how we take this forward. Thank you very much for your participation, ladies and gentlemen, Excellencies, Heads of State and Government. I now take this opportunity to ask the Executive Secretary of SADC to read the final communique of this meeting. I thank you. Mr. Makosi, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Co-Chair of the joint meeting, President William Ruto. Also to recognize President Dr. Emerson Mnangagwa, Your Excellencies, former heads of state and government, honorable ministers, and all other protocols are observed. I am going to walk through the communique of the meeting that Their Excellencies have chaired today, and it reads as follows. The draft communique of the meeting of the co-chairs of the Joint East African Community, SADC, Southern African Development Community Summit with a panel of facilitators for the DRC peace process of this day, the 1st of August of our year 2025. The meeting of the co-chairs of the joint EAC-SADC summit with a panel of facilitators was held in Nairobi, Republic of Kenya, on 1st August 2025 in a warm and cordial atmosphere, albeit cold and cloudy, to deliberate with the panel of facilitators on the security situation in the Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo. The meeting was co-chaired by His Excellency Dr. William Samuel Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya and Chairperson of the East African Community, and His Excellency Dr. Emerson Dambuzo Mnangagwa, President of the Republic of Zimbabwe and the Chairperson of the Southern African Development Community. The meeting was attended by the following members of the panel of facilitators: His Excellency Olusegun Obasanjo, former President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria; His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, former President of the Republic of Kenya; Her Excellency Catherine Samba Panza, former Interim President of the Central African Republic; Her Excellency Sahle Work Zewde, former President of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia; and His Excellency Dr. Mokgweetsi Eric Kabetswe Masisi, former President of the Republic of Botswana. The meeting was also attended by His Excellency Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, the Chairperson of African Union Commission; His Excellency Dr. Musalia Mudavadi, Prime Cabinet Secretary and Cabinet Secretary for Foreign and Diaspora Affairs of the Republic of Kenya; His Excellency Professor Amon Murira, Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Trade of the Republic of Zimbabwe; Her Excellency Veronica M. Nduva, the Secretary General of the East African Community, and the person who is reading the communique, Elias Mpedima Hosi, the Executive Secretary of the Southern African Development Community. The meeting recalled the decisions of the first joint EAC-SADC summit held on the 8th of February 2025 in Dar es Salaam, United Republic of Tanzania, and the second joint summit held virtually on the 24th March 2025 on the situation in Eastern DRC, along with the resolutions of the 1261 summit level meeting of the Peace and Security Council of the African Union held on the 14th February 2025, and the UN Security Council Resolution 2773 of 2025, all of which emphasized the need for concerted efforts to address the deteriorating security situation in Eastern DRC. The meeting congratulated the panel of facilitators on their appointment and commended them for accepting to guide the process towards addressing the various facets of the security challenges in the Eastern DRC. The meeting adopted the following enabling documents outlining the mandate of the facilitators. 1. Framework for the merger of the Nairobi and Luanda processes. 2. The terms of reference for the 5-member panel of facilitators appointed by the joint EAC-SADC summit. 3. Process design for an inclusive mediation process in Eastern DRC. 4th, proposed structure of the independent secretariat to support the facilitation process. And last, the resource mobilization framework for supporting the joint initiative. The meeting today adopted the following resolutions. 1, the immediate merger of the EAC-SADC and AU structures to comprise of the African Union Mediator, EAC-SADC panel of facilitators to report to the joint EAC-SADC summit and the African Union. Immediate merger of the technical secretariats of the African Union, the EAC and SADC into a joint secretariat led by the African Union Commission in Addis Ababa to operationalize the joint structure. Consolidate the terms of reference and related documents for the AU mediator and the EAC-SADC panel of facilitators to be endorsed by the joint EAC-SADC summit. The immediate resources mobilization, including for humanitarian support, to be centralized and coordinated by the African Union Commission. Call on the African Union Commission to convey all other ongoing initiatives and stakeholders to align to the African-led process. Convene a virtual extraordinary joint EAC and SADC summit within 7 days of today to communicate the outcomes of this meeting. The last, the African Union Commission to communicate the African Union member states. The meeting today expressed gratitude to the President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto, for successfully hosting the meeting here in Nairobi, Republic of Kenya, and commended the EAC, SADC, and the African Union Secretariats for the preparatory work undertaken leading to this meeting. Done in Nairobi on the first day of August 2025, in the languages that are official, being English, French, Portuguese, all texts being equally authentic. I submit, Chairperson. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Executive Secretary, for that communique. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as we bring this meeting to a close, I will ask the Minister for Foreign Affairs and International Trade of the Republic of Zimbabwe and the co-chair of the ministerial meeting to deliver a vote of thanks. Minister.
Your Excellencies, co-chairs, EAC-SADC, Your Excellencies who are present, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to thank the co-chairs for steering the meeting in a progressive manner that ensures sustainable peace and security leading to development in the eastern part of DRC, in the neighborhood, and in the whole of Africa. I wish to thank the AUC chairman for being part of this meeting and the panel of facilitators for allowing themselves to be instruments for peace in the eastern parts of DRC and indeed the rest of Africa. This is unprecedented, and we believe this will lead truly to lasting and sustainable peace on the continent and leading to the development of Africa. With these words, I wish to thank Your Excellencies, co-chairs, and thank all the participants for taking part in making peace for Africa, for the development of Africa and the future of its children. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellencies. We have now come to a close of our meeting today, and I would like to hand over the program to Mr. Michael Gitonga to guide the next session. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Andrea Arik. Your Excellencies, with your permission, allow me to just announce the exit protocols, and we'll allow Your Excellency, the two co-chairs, to proceed to the foyer at the front for a photo opportunity to be